I'm sorry, I'm sitting over here talking. I'm on mute. So, like I was saying, this is Conscious Community Connections. I'm Alicia. This is Damen, and we're here at Delores. And turn your thing down. Turn your volume down. Yeah, you can turn it all the way down. I'm sorry, y'all. We're having a difficult time, a lot of technical difficulties as usual. Technology is not our friend, especially today. Um, while um, while Dolores is trying to figure out how to log in, I just want to introduce ourselves again. I'm Alicia. This is Conscious Community Connections. I'm here with Damen, and Dolores as well. Here she
I
goes.
see me. Yay.
All right, so here she is. Um, so we're here to keep the community connected. Views of the speaker are not represented by our or WRFU, UC, IMC, or any socialist forum. Today we're going to talk with Delores about her life, and she has gone through a lot of adversity. And so we're just going to have her share a little bit of what she has done to help herself overcome all of her adversity as well as stay sober over the last 20 years. And she definitely has a story to share with us. So Dolores, if you want to go ahead and start and kind of share with us your story, um, let me know, or start wherever you would like, wherever you feel comfortable.
Okay. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. So, first of all, my name is Dolores Jones DeVeris. I am 51. I was born and raised in Danville, Illinois, in the projects, Carver Park. Damen is familiar with that only a little bit. He was on the other side of Carver Park, so he don't really count. Ain't that right, Damen? I'm just messing with that. Anyway, humble beginnings. My mom worked at Danville High School. She was a custodian, and she raised me and my four siblings. Well, I have five, but she only raised me and four siblings um, on a custodial salary. Uh, did the typical growing up. I was known as a tomboy in my neighborhood because I hung with all the guys, played football, what have you. Let's see. I think I had my first drink of alcohol at age 11. The people that I hung with were a year older than me. And so you know how you try to do things to fit in. So had my first drink at age 11. And from there it escalated to marijuana. And I think my senior year of high school, I graduated high school when I was 16. Uh, and my senior year, I tried my first use of cocaine. And then I went off to school. Uh, I went to Grambling University in Louisiana, and I was there for a year. I transferred. No, I got kicked out because I was being a little hot pants. And at that all black college, the male and female dorms were separated. So, with that being said, I did things I shouldn't have done, and I got kicked out. Then I ended up going back again, and I got kicked out again. So that's when I transferred to Jackson State, where I graduated cum laude. And throughout my college and high school, I've always held a good GPA, regardless of the drugs and the alcohol and the partying and the this and the that. I've always made good grades. So that was a plus. For some reason, in my growing up, never really knew how to live on my own. Very codependent as far as on my mom. But strong, but still codependent. So I moved back to Danville and started engaging with the same people that I ran around with when I was growing up, and we became drug dealers. I'm not trying to incriminate myself, but we sold candy. We sold candy. We didn't sell drugs. We sold candy. How about that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we sold candy. And then we started eating the candy that we were selling. And it just escalated into a 10-year of spiraling out of control, drugs, alcohol, and that entire lifestyle.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
All right. When I came back from Chicago, and I know you had just come back from college, and we was already experimenting a little bit. So did your drug increase while you was in college, or was you doing a lot of cocaine and stuff in college in Jackson State?
Not in Jackson State. When I was at Grambling, I back then didn't know that it was called crack cocaine.
Yeah.
And I used to, with the guys, those Southern guys or something else, and we used to smoke blunts and lace them with crack.
Yeah, that's how we all started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
That was in the 80s before it had even hit Danville. Yeah. So, but during that time, I was using it recreationally, or for a better choice of words, because there is no recreational crack cocaine use. And for anybody that says it is, they are in denial. So, I forgot where I left off. Help me out, Alicia. Where was I?
What you say?
Where was I? I lost my.
You were talking about
The drug dealer.
consuming the candy that you would sell, and
Out
how
in
that was like started a 10-year.
It started about a 10-year out of control habit. I mean, from this is just something that really, this is when I really knew I had a problem, but I didn't really care. My mom, I was named after my mom. So my mom's name was Delores Jones as well. And I had a good job at Heisters, and I ended up getting fired because I jumped on one of my coworkers. Why did I jump on her? I scared her. And They always think black women are aggressive, but when you talk to us in a certain kind of way, you're going to get that
You ain't
aggressive.
telling me you was gang banging too.
I did not gangbang Damen. I hung with gangbangers.
Yeah, stop it. I was there.
Listen, all I did was just whoop butt. It wasn't part of a gang. It just was who I was.
That's
Everybody thought I was a pushover because in my neighborhood, and you know it, our family, even though my mom was a single
Ain't
parent,
nobody never thought you was no pushover.
our income was a little higher than everybody else's. And y'all always thought I was kind of like, thought I was better than everybody. Don't say it ain't true, because didn't you, Damen?
I was younger than you, so I didn't know.
No, you wasn't that young. How old are you?
48.
I am 51, so it's not that much age difference. Anyway, he made me lose my train of thought. I'm thinking about homework and stuff. Where was I? Oh, with my mom. So I had, after I lost that job at Heister's, right? I had this fantastic idea. I was getting unemployment, and before my unemployment check would come, I would go to my mom's bank account, right? And I would take out the exact amount of my unemployment. And then when my unemployment came, I put it back, you know. So I'm doing this every 2 weeks, so I would never like run out of money. And my mom, she got that bank statement. It didn't even dawn on me, when you're in your addiction, you know, you think you're covering all the bases, but really you're not. And she got that bank statement, and she seen where I was like taking this money and putting it back and putting it back, taking it back. It broke her. It broke her heart. I mean, she called me all types of crackheads and all this money I put into you going to school and you messing up your life and education, blah, 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 blah. And you would think that would stop. Since the door is locked. You would think that would wake me up, but it didn't. It didn't. I married a Russian. I had 3 boys. And I was living in Fair Oaks. And the whole time I was getting high, I was hiding it from him. And the whole time he was getting high, he was hiding it from me. So when I found out he was getting high, something in me just broke. I couldn't believe it, because I knew how long I had been struggling with this. And for this man to just come over to this country and be at the level that I was at, it was pretty rough. So
when you started, and you noticed that he was getting high, was it because you started him on it, or how did? No,
he
he
was,
just got on it because
yeah,
of.
he was buying hookers. He was buying hookers, and they were turning into the drugs. Mm-hmm. And so when I found out he was getting high, it just kind of took off. So he moved me to Indianapolis, thinking if we change locations, that'll change who we are. But of course, you take you with you no matter where you go. And so moved to Indianapolis. I stayed clean long enough to get a job. And then when I got the job, my celebration was, ooh, I'm going to get high. And the best place to go get some drugs and alcohol is, of course, the liquor store. So I remember I went 38th and Capitol in Indianapolis, and I walked in the liquor store, and I was like, some man was standing there. You know, it's always a wino or somebody standing outside, and I was like, do you know where I could get some rocks? And he was like, yo, lucky day. And it was off to the races. It was off to the races in Indianapolis. I was using like a mad woman. And me and my husband, we used to have a cleaning business.
I'm sorry. It's people is up here having a photo shoot, and you might hear stuff in the background. We sorry about that. Something that we can't stop right now. It's conflict in time. We didn't know that they was having it, so we want to apologize if y'all hear stuff in the background pertaining to the show. And go ahead, Miss Jones.
Uh, Me and my husband used to have a cleaning store. I mean, a cleaning business.
My
We
man
would,
Donatus.
yeah, we would buy work visas for people in Lithuania, Russia, Poland. And we would bring them over and get them jobs, and they would have to pay us for the visas. And this was like, and so we would get Walmart stores around the U.S. Like Americans want to work 5 days, 2 days off. We'd go in there. We working every day at a cheaper cost. So say if a contract is like $15,000 a month, we'll go in there, do it for $12,000, and never have a day off. And we'd always have something. A person would work 6 days and rotate 6 days, 1 day off, and we always had that extra person. But
Well, why you ain't never hire me? Oh wow.
why did we never hire you? Because you know, I know it's supposed to be a stereotype, but black people don't want to work every day. If you listen, we want a day off. I'm just telling you, I want a day off from something. So hey, and the people that we brought over here were used to having. They might have had one potato for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? They had no food, none of that. So we would house them, I would feed them, and I make sure they had plenty of entertainment. Right.
Providing women.
Whatever they wanted to entertain themselves.
Yeah, because
Drugs,
you used to have me
alcohol.
going out there getting them.
Huh?
You used to have me going out there and getting them.
Why you gotta be telling stuff, Dave?
Yeah, man, we telling the truth.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And we were clocking about $250,000 a year, easily. And but I was getting high. I was getting high, and at the end of my run with drugs and alcohol, my habit was about $4,000 a week, and that's not including, hotel rooms, travel, turning other people on. I can remember I was literally smoking in a closet with clothes and, the Everclear and I could set myself on fire. And I can remember this one particular time, my son Justin, I was in the closet getting high, and the spirit had to send him in there, and he came and he just grabbed my hand and just took me out the closet, and I put him in the bed. I'm crying this whole time, and I put him in the bed, and as soon as he went back to sleep, of course, I went back to the closet because that's what addicts do. In my addiction, I caught a case. This was my actual turning point. Me and my husband had got into it. He left his cell phone home, and one of those little women that he was talking to had called the cell phone. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in the back, and I'm getting high, and this phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's this girl on there, and she's like, "Can I speak to Donatus?" And I'm like, "Who is this?" And she was like, "Who is this?" I said, "This is his wife." She hung up on me, so I'm heated. I go back there, I'm firing up, I'm waiting on him to come, I'm waiting on him. And we get into it, and I cut him.
It almost cut his arm off.
Yeah, he almost died. I cut him in some deep places on his arms and his knees, and he almost died. And he beat me. He didn't know who I was. Police came, took me to jail. They found pipes and dope, and they charged me because it was my apartment. They charged me with possession and aggravated bodily harm, something. It was like a class X or something because he almost died. And Donatus he came and bonded me out of jail. He came and bonded me out of jail, and I took care of him. And I can remember getting high through all of that. When I got home, it was still dope in the house because the police didn't find it all. And I'm getting high. And on one occasion, well, more than one, when we used to travel for our business, I would get high and I would read the Bible. I get high and I would read the Bible. And my husband he couldn't understand. He was like, Delores, what are you doing? And to this day, I know that drugs and alcohol, they are a spirit.
Yes,
They are a spirit. And I couldn't explain to him why my spirit was having this internal battle, but it was. And I can remember reading, and I can't find this passage in the Bible right now, but it said, let God into this little room. And it was like the epiphany that I needed. I smashed up all my dope. I smashed up. Now, mind you, when I smashed the dope up, it was still in the plastic. I didn't like pour it out, but I smashed it up with the pipes and I threw it in the garbage. And I was just determined I was going to go tell my mama, Mama, I'm on drugs. I need some help. And when I got to the door, I was like, I got a little dope left. Let me go. So end up going in that garbage can, straightening that pipe back up, getting that dope, and just finishing that off. But that was the beginning of the end for me for that. I would go buy dope from just dope men everywhere. And I would always tell them, I'm tired of giving you my money. I'm going, one of these days, it's going to be over. One of these days, this is going to end. And they be like, Delores, we done heard this. And when I cut him up, he paid for me an attorney. And my only thing was, I don't want a drug case on my record. And I don't want to go to jail. And the lawyer made it happen. I got 6 months house arrest and 3 years probation, and I had to do drug and alcohol treatment. But the case was in Indiana, and I knew that if I stayed in Indiana, I was going to die. No way was I going to survive that. The dope was just plentiful where I lived at. It was just too much drug traffic. I knew I was going to die. And one of my prayers was, Lord, if you help me, I promise I'm going to do right by you. And I go in front of the judge, me and my attorney, and he asked, can I go across state line? Because my mom had a heart attack. And the judge said, we don't transfer felons across state line. That's just something that we don't do here. And she said, report to your probation in the morning. I head to probation. As soon as I get there, this probation officer tells me, I got your transfer papers. You got 3 hours to get to your mama's house. That ain't nothing but God. That wasn't nothing but God.
Yeah.
He's in the mix. He's in the midst, regardless of what's going on. I truly know that for a fact. And so I'm driving to Danville, and I forgot to mention my sister had got pulled over months, or maybe it might have been a year before any of this happened. And when they pulled her over, she didn't want to open her glove box because she had dope and a pipe in there. And she was like, they asked her name and she gave them my name. So when I got over to Danville, reported to probation, they took me to jail because there was a warrant. My sister didn't go to court. So I'm at the probation office. I'm ready to get, my little ankle bracelet. And I got credit from everybody in Indianapolis. And I know I'm going to Danville. And they put me in jail for like 3 hours. And my mom came and bonded me out. And that started I got to the house and they put me on house arrest for the 6. I was so high. I'll never forget it. February 8th, 2001. I was so high sitting on them stairs when they put that ankle, that electronic monitor on my ankle. And I think I slept for about a week. And I woke up and started making my appointments. And I remember going to my probation office and they give you this whole spiel about, okay, you're on probation. This is what I need. This, and this. And if you do this, I'm going to. And I had to interrupt that lady. I said, listen, I don't mean no harm. I'm just as educated as you. Treat me with respect. I'll give it back. And to this day, me and that lady, we're still friends because I set that boundary. But I went to treatment. They gave me movement for treatment, grocery store, church. I believe that's it, treatment, grocery store, church. They wouldn't even give me enough movement because of the class of the conviction that I had. They would not even let me go on the porch to watch my kids play in the yard. They wouldn't even let me do that. And I took it back to the judge. I was like, listen, if my kids are outside playing, I'm going to at least be on the porch while they're outside playing. I'm not going to just be in the house and something happened to them. So they gave me some enough movement for that. And I started working the program and going to church. And I can remember being in church this one particular day. And if you guys are familiar with going to church, I swear every time the pastor talks, he's talking to me. That sermon that he's giving, it's to me. And I just remember getting up, like gliding up to the front and giving my life to God. And God removed everything. No cravings, no urges, none of it. He just took it all.
Wow.
And that's my story.
And that was it?
That was it. That was it. But my background is in accounting, numbers. That's what I always wanted to do. And my spirit and God led me to become a drug counselor because the treatment program I went through, New Directions.
Yeah.
The guy that founded New Directions, he was an ex-addict, Black, male. And I had never seen a person come from the ashes to build something up to help other people. And it inspired me to go back to school to become a drug counselor. So I went back to school. I got my associate in substance abuse, which I already had a bachelor's in accounting. I got associates in substance abuse and got my certification to be a certified drug and alcohol counselor. And I'm just doing what God would have me to do. That's my story.
So how did you, when you became a counselor in Danville, and when you seen, how did you deal with people that you used to like
use with? The people I used to use with?
Yeah.
People for a long time, everybody still had this perception of who I was.
Yeah.
And the more I grew in Christ, the more my light shined in a different way.
Yeah.
And just say, God explained it all.
Yeah.
He explained it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I was mad at you when you was trying to drug test me and all that. I'm like, dude, it's me. It's Damen. If I get tested, I'm going to prison. I'm like, Lord, don't let him. And you like, damn it, no, man. I was like, dude, I'm for real. They're gonna give me 5 years. And I thought, I ain't gonna lie, I said, dude, playing. And then one day I came over your house, you was sitting on the porch, and I had got a check and I had gave you something to hold for me, my money to hold for me. And that's when that moment, right then and there, I looked in your face and I knew that you were Stu. Because whatever I was saying, whatever was going on that day, you weren't paying attention to nothing but your kids working and your house. You weren't paying attention to nothing else was going on. And there was a lot of stuff going on that day. It was popping that day for somebody who was going to get high. That did, drugs, drinking, smoking weed. It wasn't all we just did, we was just kicking it, you know what I'm saying, drinking it on the porch, and you know, and I seen that you just completely like ignored all of it. And then that's another moment, you know what I'm saying. I told him, I said, "No, I'm finna quit coming over there because you know I don't want to. I was proud of you. I didn't want you to, you know, I didn't want to be a part of nothing that would lead you the wrong way because I know that you was really trying. You know, a lot of people didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? The same way when I went through mine, they didn't believe it. So now I understand how hard it was for you. And then I know the people that you dealt with for the first 5 years, it was hard. Especially some of the girls you grew up with, talking about from 6 or 7 years old. I remember hearing them talking about you, do this, and that. And I was like, man. But you know, I seen God on you too. You know.
Yeah.
And
I had a year clean, and my older sister and that died.
Yeah.
And then she was like my mom. And then 9 months later, my mama died. And then 6 months later, my oldest brother died. And then like 3 months after that, the man that I went to treatment at New Directions, he OD'd. And I stay vigilant, you know.
Yeah.
It just, you know.
And that was crazy because people were just literally waiting for you to fall. You know, they like,
were they?
Yes. They
I never really saw that. I never really
see it, but everybody was waiting on you because they know that you had a lot of money. You was kicking it like once you get do this and that, this on and popping. They love you, but they were still looking like, you know, I was like,
really dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah, man.
I never even, you know, always, for a long time, I've always been a loner. Last 20 years, I've been a loner. I got a few people in my circle, but I really don't like people. I don't like people. I'm serious. And in order for me to be and do how I do, it is all God. It's a little me, but it's all God, because I don't like people. They always want something. You know, they always want something. Can I
Why
get?
you always people on your porch then?
Huh?
Why you be having people all on your porch then?
I tell them to leave.
Yeah.
You know, I got them boys. Them boys love company. My kids, Rodale kids, they love company. Love it.
But actually, this is the lady that helped me when I first went through my journey. I'm 10 years clean.
Look at you. Look at God.
And I remember I was like, man, I'm gonna die, man. And I was like, I seen that you changed. I was like, man, I gotta call Delores. Cause you was working like somebody used to kick it with and be in the streets with. You were a counselor at a drug program. I'm like, man, they like dude up there. But everybody was trying to get to you so they won't go to prison. You know,
do you hear this?
Yeah, you know, man, I gotta get over here because you know I was on my last reel because I was finna go to prison. If I would have, I went to probation. He said, if you do not complete that class, you finna get 5 years in prison. I'm telling you now. And then that's when they kicked me out the class.
You wasn't coming, Damen. You was taking my friendship for granted.
I know I was.
First of all, I never liked you. I'm just not gonna put it. I ain't never liked you. You was worse.
Don't believe that, y'all.
I'm telling y'all the truth. He was. He called me, or I think you called me. He was like, I need some help. He said, please get me some help. And I said, if you're serious, I'm gonna pack a bag up and I'm gonna come and get you. And we was riding on over to Champaign to get to the safe house. Honestly, I didn't think you was gonna make it. I didn't think you was gonna make it. I thought you'd do too well. I'm just telling you the truth. You was like scandalous. Some of the stuff you used to tell me, I just couldn't believe it. And I am truly proud of you, sir. Yeah. I am truly proud of you.
Scandalous like how?
Stick
What
Up
was he
Kid,
doing?
Stick Up Kid. I mean, Sweet Nothing. Nothing.
He will tell me off the and tell me when we off the air. I just want to know. I just being nosy.
Oh, Damen, whatever you could do. You seen that movie Jungle Fever with the guy that used to rob his mama. You
No,
know, I ain't talking about robbing your mama. I'm just talking about like the thing. You can rob your mama, but just like the things that we do to get drugs. I didn't know he was doing that. I know I used to give him money sometimes, and my packages would come back short, but I just thought that's just how it was. Ganking me. Yeah, you owe me about $1,000. I want my money. But I know if God can save a wretch like me,
yes,
everybody can be saved. Everybody can be saved. I I truly believe that. Um, yeah, I truly believe that.
now we're gonna get deeper. I don't know if you really want to talk about it, but
I'm an open book.
uh I know that you're going through something right now. It'd be 3 years, May 4th, that my son gone. And he died, from complications from his heart. He had a bad heart, and he wasn't able to get a heart. And then the heart that they did have him, that he wasn't strong enough to do the surgery. And then after that, he just kept partying and drinking and kicking it. And then they took him off the donors list, and then it was like he committed suicide,
Yeah,
But so I feel your pain, but it's different because your son was, murdered, and and then your other son was shot as well at the same day. You know what I'm saying? And for you to go through all the stuff you went through, and then that to happen to you, it was crazy because everybody was just so hurt, what I'm saying, about the situation, and then like, dang, you just like you don't get a break.
don't get it right.
But you
My,
still
I got a
strong.
friend. Yeah, I got a friend, Tedron. Uh,
Yeah.
Tedron Sherfield. Well, Gerard now. She out of the blue, she sent me a bouquet of flowers, and it had a scripture that said, "God gives His toughest battles to His strongest
Yeah.
warriors."
Yeah.
And I think like, wow, how strong am I? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how strong am I to just
Lose all that.
do thing after thing after thing, and nothing but God, nothing but God. So I'm waiting on a murder trial. I mean, my son was killed in 2019. Um, one was shot in the pelvis, broke his pelvis, but that was fixed. But 2 weeks before that, uh, my youngest, the 16-year-old, he was actually pistol whipped by the same dudes. So he thought that they were coming to that house over there for him. So he dealing with that. The
Yeah.
16-year-old is. And then the my 25-year-old that got shot in the pelvis, he was like, "Mama, Justin is the reason why I am turning into the man I am, because he never knew how to live outside of me, you
Yeah.
know."
Yeah.
And he saw Justin, going to school, working, just being on his game. And
Yeah.
Jalil said he inspired me to just, want to get up and just do something outside of just, "Mama, can I have? Mama, can I get? Mama, can you do?" Because my son Jalil, he had two kids in high school when he was 16 and then 17, but he ended up graduating. But I got two grandkids, 7 and 6, who the mama dropped off at the doorstep and said,
Oh,
"I'm playing baby daddy now." So I got them two at the house, which thank God they helped me through that dark time.
just by being sweet and lovable.
Just and showing grandma the love that she shows.
Mm-hmm.
And you never really know how much people love you or look at you until you go through some stuff and you make it through some stuff and you don't go back to your old ways. You never really know how much people love you. And it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. I have lost a part of me that I will never get back.
Mm.
And I feel that with helping people.
Mm.
I feel that with helping people realize who they are and the potential that they have to be great. That's all I can do right now. That's all I can do right now is help those that want to get off drugs and alcohol or just want to change their lives or want a piece of Christ or want a piece of, happiness. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a knee replacement in August. I was at a gas station, Mach 1 in Damen, and I went in and paid for my gas, and I come out, and my knee just buckled, and I fell in front of all the people at the gas station. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, and I went to the doctor, and my knee was bone on bone, so I got that replaced. And I got that in August of 2020. So my son murdered in 19. COVID comes around in March, right? So then they're doing continuous after continuous after continuous. So I have no closure. I had to wait like 9 months for his headstone because of the COVID. I didn't get to see him when he was murdered. I didn't get to see him for a whole week because they had to send him for autopsy and all of that. Then I can remember when I got the knee replacement, I fell into a dark hole. I thought after the funeral and after some counseling and after this, that, and the other that I was okay. And then when I got the knee replacement, everything came full circle. The depression, the grief, which grief, I mean, it comes in stages. But I fell into a dark hole, and I mean, I could see myself in this dark hole, and I just kept on saying, God, please, I know you didn't bring me this far to leave me. I know you did. And this happened in August, so I say November, it would have made a year. 2020 November, it made a year, and right there, I saw a light, and God pulled me out of that hole because I felt it. Not that I was like gonna go back to using or nothing, but just depression and just depression. That'll
make you sick yourself.
that'll make you sick, like blood pressure, everything. Depression is a battle in and of itself, and God saw me through that. He saw me through that, and I'm doing better.
That's good.
I'm doing better. I thank God. I still cry, and I still, since the death of my son in that whole situation, I got a new perspective on life. It ain't just, I've never really been self-centered or selfish, but I just give, and it gives me what I need when I give. Alicia. she just listens like, oh.
Yeah. No, I'm just listening to your story. It's a really good one. You're going through so much, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. Everybody, please forgive us with the noise in the background. There's this photo shoot that was here, and we didn't realize that they were going to be here. They didn't realize we were going to be here, so we're just doing our best. But I really, like I said, I really do appreciate you being here, Delores. There's a question here. TYgar asked earlier on, how did you meet the Russian?
And
I
everybody
was
who
working.
was mad.
I was working at Walmart. Go figure. I was working at Walmart, and I remember him and his crew. They were outside smoking a cigarette, and I was late. I had been up all night getting high, and when I walked up to the door at Walmart, our eyes met, and I mean, it was just love. I know you hate to hear that, David, but that's what it was. No, don't hate it. And it was just love, and right then and there, I just knew that he was the one. And we got married. We had known each other 2 weeks, and we was married for 12 years.
Now, y'all
Yeah.
know.
And he killed himself. He
Yeah.
hung. This is the son that was murdered. That's his dad. He hung himself in 2010. My son was 10, Justin was 10, and his dad hung himself. Called me the day before and asked me to come up to Chicago. He was on a business trip, and I told him no. And he texted me bye. And I had a dream that night about we were in Carver Park, which is the projects I was raised in, and my whole family was there, the ones that died, and we were packing for a trip, and it was never a destination known or nothing. And the next day, I got a call and said he hung himself.
And he was a good brother too. I like the Donatas.
Yeah, he was good people. He was good people.
Delores, I'm talking about Delores.
Delores, I love you. Stop it.
I would never put on to that man like that. Cussing that man out.
I know after me, he said, I'll never mess with another black woman in my life.
That's what he told me. Never again, Damen. I never mess with black women. Their mouth is too much. We will.
That's terrible.
That's what he said.
Dirt.
I said, come on, then let's go before she come back. We used to take off before dude come back because if she see me with the knowledge, she'd be ready to beat me up. She'd be like, no, stay away from Damen.
I do have a piece of like, this is like an awesomeness. This is the awesomeness of God. My son Jaleel, I just had a brand new grandbaby. He's 4 months now, but he was born on my son Justin that died. He was born on his birthday, and his name is Justin.
Wow, they told me that was just crazy. Born on his birthday.
Born on Justin's birthday, and his name is Justin. There's a God. I promise you, for those that don't believe, there is a God. There is a God. And I can't say that enough. I'm not trying to, throw shade on any NA or AA or CA, none of that. Because whatever program brings you, whatever program you work that brings you balance, that's good. But I'm just telling you what worked for me. And what worked for me is God.
Yeah. So what you say about, because my thing is support. So how much is support like for if you like see your family members out there, and a lot of people like like you went through with your sister, and is support is important to how much
so without support you can do it, but without support it's like a double battle. It's a double battle without support. You need a support system, and a lot of people find that in NA, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous, even Al-Anon. They have, in some cities, they have Cocaine Anonymous, which I've never church. Some people are atheists. Some people believe in spirituality as far as like the seasons or trees or, whatever it is. Me, myself, I believe whatever can bring you balance, use it to your good. Whatever can. Yeah.
And so tell me a few things about recovery.
Tell me something. Tell
Since
me
you
again.
teach recovery, what's a few things that can help bring people out of recovery? Like certain things y'all teach there.
Oh, okay. I work at the pavilion over in Champaign. I work on the substance abuse unit. I am the lead program coordinator. Um, and the purpose of that program is to get you stable on your meds, get you some kind of structure going on, and it's basically getting you ready for intensive outpatient because a residential I don't think residential is enough. I don't really for anybody, especially if you've been out in the drug addicted world for a while with family, with you got that trauma going on. You got a whole lot of issues going on, and I don't really think that a short 28 days program is enough for you. But it's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start. It can give you a foundation.
So why
And
is not any more programs like that? Like 6 months, and where are them? Because like 10 years ago, used to be a lot of 6 month programs, and what they
funding,
funding for them.
funding, and uh, the drug game has changed. Where it used to be, well, they've legalized marijuana. That's number one. So that cut out like a third of the people that go to treatment because now it's legal. Um,
Also,
but
y'all don't have treatment for marijuana no
I
more.
mean, they still come. They still come, but what can you tell them? If I'm 21 and I'm, not on papers, what can you tell me about not smoking weed? Personally, I think any drug, if it affects you spiritually, financially, legally, emotionally, you need to take a look at it.
Yep, that's
You
what I
need to take
believe.
a look at it. And, with the younger generation, smoking the weed that they have out now, which is like 20 times more potent than what we used to smoke. It's kind of like crack. It is. It's bad.
Yeah,
It
because
is
they
bad.
spraying fentanyl on it too.
Huh?
They spraying fentanyl on it too, and you don't know
Spraying
what you're
fentanyl
smoking.
on it, rolling all types of. You never know. They mixing it with ice or meth. Um, it's bad. It is truly bad. And both my sons smoke marijuana. The 16-year-old and the 25-year-old. And my thing is, they dealing with trauma,
Yeah.
PTSD, and I've tried to get both of them to go lay on the couch and talk to somebody, but I can't force them.
Well, black people don't like to think they think you crazy and all that. If you go get some help and so
Yeah, Jalen, the 16-year-old, he told me, he said, "Mama, what can they tell me that I don't already know?
I'll be
What can they
worried
tell?"
about him too.
I'm worried about him. His friend that shooting that happened in Oakwood. That was his circle.
Yeah.
That was his circle. So he's dealing with that too. I used to fuss all the time. Jalen, quit smoking weed. Quit smoking weed. Quit smoking weed. And he's like, "What you want me to do? Take a pill? Will that make you feel better?"
Wow.
What do you say to that, Alicia? I mean,
I mean,
we talk about.
I mean, I can't argue with that really. I mean,
Girl, I had to shut my mouth.
he can go and get an assessment, and
Yeah.
they can diagnose him with whatever,
Mhm.
and then they can prescribe him a medication, which would cost a lot more money than getting marijuana on the street. However, this is the difference between that. You know what you're getting,
Yeah.
and it's controlled.
Yeah.
And there is an amount that is good for you, and you have somebody that you check in with monthly that will help you regulate it. If you're out here on the street and you're just getting whatever, you don't know what you're getting,
Yeah, that's
and nobody's regulating it for you.
Mhm.
So that's the difference.
That's the difference. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna show him this. I'm gonna tell him, because when it comes from me, he's not very receptive. you know, because
Yeah.
I'm mom. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to control this or control that. But maybe if he hears it
And
from
you
a different.
know, here's the thing: smoking marijuana might be more socially accepted in the African American community. I get that. But you know what's not socially accepted? Losing your life to something. Losing it, falling down to rock bottom. It's not socially accepted because people laugh at you when you're down there. People kick you when you're down there, and they were the ones that helped you get down there. And I
And that,
think that's
mhm,
something that people don't think about when they're self-medicating.
mhm.
All those consequences, you're really playing with fire and you're really risking your life and your loved ones' lives.
And Damon, if you seen Jalen, you haven't seen Jalen.
Huh?
You haven't seen Jalen.
Haven't seen Jalen?
Yes. He
Yeah, I
looked.
seen Jalen about
What
a
you
week
seeing?
ago. Huh?
He looked like a pole. He ain't got no meat on him. He
Well,
looked
his
just
daddy
like.
look like a pole.
But Jalen was like thick and healthy, and you can just tell how
Yeah,
this this trauma,
he's stressing.
these traumatic events that have happened to him, have taken a toll on
And
him.
that's another reason why he
It
should
just breaks my
go
heart.
talk to somebody.
It
That's
breaks my
another
heart.
reason why. Because if whatever he's doing now is not, obviously it's not working, because if it's causing so much physical, changes, then he needs to do something else different.
Mhm.
If he were to talk to somebody, it would maybe give him better coping skills. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
I had him sign. I went in. He went to a doctor's appointment. First, I sent him the gateway. I sent him the gateway, because even before his brother's murder, he he was expelled from school. He got expelled from school because one of the boys that had pistol whipped him, he caught him and whooped him at school. So they expelled him. Which, can I be mad? Of course. Jalen, you could have picked, first of all, you didn't have to do anything, but you could have picked it outside of your education. So he got expelled from school. And uh, when we went before the board, in front of the Danville District 118, this person, my son, was so high, talking to the superintendent and all these people. And the lady told him, she was like, listen, go sit down. Because what you talk, go sit down. You're embarrassing your mama. You're embarrassing the black community. You are embarrassing yourself. Go sit down. I don't even want to hear nothing you say. And so she made me put him in treatment. And I took him to treatment, one, to like get him off the streets because this murder had just happened to his brother. That was one of the reasons. And then also
Yeah.
maybe it would be a time that he'd open up and do what he was supposed to do. He lasted 5 days. They was gonna put him out day two. Then he ended up stealing a pencil off one of the counselor's desk and poke some boy with the pencil. And they made me come get him. And we've been to doctors. And he told the doctor to listen, just write me a script so I can smoke weed legally. And we won't have any problem.
so he did all that to get out of his program.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a way to get out. He knew what to do to get out of it.
He knew that.
Look, people,
Super
we
smart.
Yeah, he's real smart, ain't he?
I mean, look, we gotta stop with this lying to ourselves that our emotions don't matter,
Yeah.
and stop trying to numb them with drugs.
Yeah.
We That is a part of your humanity. If you don't have emotions, you're not human.
You're not human. Yeah.
You have to be able to regulate them. You have to be able to control them. Everybody has a hard time controlling their emotions. So, I mean, I've had my issues where I've had a hard time controlling my emotions too.
Mhm.
But, you know, you have to learn how to do it. I'm like you, Delores. I'm really generous and I'm nice and I'm compassionate and
Right.
I'm easy to, I'm kind of easy to get, screwed over because of
Right.
that.
Right.
And then I get angry.
Exactly.
I get it. So, I've had to learn how to do that too. Everybody has to learn how to
Emotional regulation.
Right, especially when you're dealing with grief.
Yeah,
In those stages of grief that you can go in and out of any given time, and grief can last for a really long time and can actually morph into depression.
yeah.
So,
He, I remember, I think about 2 months ago, I came home and he came in my room and I mean, he hugged me for about an hour, just crying. Oh mama, why me? Why this? Why that? And, I couldn't do nothing but hold him and just ask God to continue to move in him with what he's feeling. And it lasted for about 2 days and then he right back in that shell, right back in
yeah,
that.
yeah, because it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with emotions when they're on the surface all the time. It's
Um,
exhausting,
it's
and it's hard.
exhausting.
It's exhausting, and it's hard to be vulnerable. You cannot be vulnerable and be outside your house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of put up a shield so that you can function. You can't go to school every day crying. You can't go to work every day crying. You have to be able to function. So instead of learning how to regulate our emotions in a healthy way, we block them, we repress them, we put a shield up because it's the fastest way to help us get back out there, right? And
Yeah.
it's easy. It's
It's,
easiest that way.
yeah.
But in the long run, it's like it corrodes and it gets at you. And then you turn into somebody else. And then you're doing other things that you wish you never did. You know, you're hurting people, you're hurting yourself. So that's the whole importance of it, why we want to go to counseling and why we want to work on ourselves and self-care, and whether it's faith-based or not, because
You're right.
we want to prevent things like drug addiction
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever else, whatever other unhealthy things that we do when we try to numb our emotions.
Mhm. I scheduled an appointment for a week after next, so hopefully we can get the ball rolling. I hope
It's
he's
and it's and it's a process,
yeah,
Dolores,
I know.
and you can't make him do things.
I know it. I know. If I
It,
can at least get him to the doctor to make sure he is healthy physically,
Yeah.
that, you know,
because that does, and that's hard on you too, because if he's like missing any nutritions
mhm,
and he's malnourished, well, that can cause a lot of behavioral issues
exactly.
and mental stuff as well.
Yeah. So
So,
that's
I
my,
mean,
I was like, Jalen, let's go get you a physical. That's where I'm starting. And then his doctor, she's really nice. And she relates to him well. And hopefully she can, Jalen, let's
yeah,
Yeah.
try this. If it's nothing but at least get you some vitamins,
Yeah.
something, just something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually need to get away from Danville. I wish he could go somewhere else. And,
We don't have anybody.
his
I wish you could get like a gym buddy or something,
he
and you
hurt.
could go to the
Yeah.
gym and work out. That's a good, a really good way,
Yeah.
a really good coping skill, and it'll probably make him feel better and get him healthier too.
And you know what? I'm hitting with this. I'm because I'm right now. I'm trying to get my master's in social work, right? But yeah, but my hands and I've had like numerous surgeries, so it's hard for me to type. And I'm wondering, for me and him, I'm gonna see because he can at least type, and it's fingers. But I'm gonna have to put some money on the table. I'm gonna have to put some money on the table. But
She
that
spoiled
could
kids. They
be,
spoiled too.
something for us to bond and possibly. I'm trying. I'm trying. So I
You a good
tried that
mother.
talk to text. That don't work for me.
You a good mother.
Thank you, Damen.
You is. You a good mother. I seen it. Even when you was in your madness, you still was a good mother.
Thank you.
Still had new clothes on. They were never hungry.
Mm.
They
That's
were.
what made me think I was a functioning
They
addict.
were. Yeah.
I
They
didn't
was.
know how bad it
They was
was.
bad as hell, but you took care of your kids. I seen you. I mean,
I
you
think I
took her
kind of took care
good.
of you a little bit too. Didn't I
Huh?
take care of you a little bit?
Huh?
Didn't I take care of you a little bit?
There you go. Stop it. You want to be my mama too.
Oh, he's so funny.
Matching clothes with the kids. I'm like,
Yeah, it's good time. Good time. Good time. My phone was going dead, so I had to
man.
put it on charge. Well, do you guys have any more questions for me? I have homework. Nobody online has any questions.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like nobody really has questions. Some people that had some comments.
Come on, tell me some comments.
Mm, TYgar said that your story was compelling. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't
he a
know.
dictionary. That's the man. That's the man.
That's Google.com right
Man, I
there.
call him dictionary, living dictionary.
TYgar know everything.
Man, he a good brother.
Yeah.
Everybody in this group, good people. Heather, Tiger, Luis, everybody. Alicia, everybody trying to be positive and help people.
I'm really glad that you're part of Damon's circle. I'm impressed. Good job, Damon. Your head's still fat though, but you know where.
He was a co-host.
All you told me was not to cuss. You didn't tell me I couldn't crack.
Yeah, she cuss a lot too. Y'all lucky. I just be wanting people to see that, you know, when people
God breathe
out
life
there, they
into
don't think they could come out of it. You know what I'm saying? You that came out and you successful, and you was messed up at one time. And people would look at you back then, they would never think that you would be where you at. You know what I'm saying? They was throwing rocks at you. Now look where you at. A counselor at a pavilion. You know, one of the head counselors in the whole building. And that's beautiful. You know, that's why I say support. You know, I know you have support with your family. You
Oh, yeah,
know, you just
I
never
have an
know.
awesome support system. My brother Tom,
Yeah.
he's my husband. We do everything but sleep together.
So I don't get on my nerves. He sit
I,
gone somewhere smoking cigarettes.
he don't smoke no more. He ain't
What?
smoke. No, he had got pneumonia, and I went in his room because I check on him every day, like put the mirror under his nose to make sure it's
And
fogged up, that kind. Because of the trauma of losing my son, and I'm like. So I go in there one day and he's trying to put on his sock and he's just, and I'm like, what the heck? I take him over to Carl. He got double pneumonia.
he smoke. He be chain
Suffering.
smoking, don't he?
Yeah, he had been suffering for like a week or so and he didn't tell me. And I got him over there and one lung was filled and the other one was halfway. And he stayed in the hospital about a week and stopped. He didn't even do patches or nothing. He's like, that's it. And he'd been cigarette free for at least like 7-8 years.
Now you and Tom are the only two left out your whole family.
I have a brother in Hawaii.
Oh
Well,
yeah. I
yeah,
forgot.
but I don't fuck with. I mean, I don't mess with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mess with him. But
Well,
yeah,
how Tom doing? Because
his,
he was close to Justin too.
yeah, Justin was named after him, Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
His daughter Nevaeh just graduated high school.
Yeah.
And early, and she's going to move out and move over here to Champaign and go to Parkland. So and that's his only child. So he's like terrified. You know, what, that bittersweet, you're going to lose your child. But I'm telling him, like, you gain so much freedom. Gee, I can't wait. I wish Jaleel would move. Or Jalen, get out and take your kids with you.
Jaleel ain't going nowhere. You can forget that for
He
right now.
already told me. He already told me. He said, "No matter where you go, Mom, I'm going." It's like, He said he could make the whole alphabet. He
Uh,
has a J, Justin, and a K, Caden, and a L, Leia. And he said he's going to make the whole alphabet of children. Said our family is too small, so he needs to reproduce.
he'll be all right when that child support come at him. He'll stop then.
Well, we got the two. We got the K and the L at the house. They live with us. They
Child
have been
support
there
supposed to be
since.
like three something out your check.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody tell my baby daddy.
Huh?
Nothing.
Deal.
He done lost his job, I guess. He back in Devon.
He back in Indianapolis. How he doing?
Danville.
Oh, well,
That's a whole story.
that's another story. But that's my buddy. I love him.
I know you do. He loves you too.
I know.
All right, y'all gonna wrap me up? Wrap me up, Alicia.
Yes. So I never did. I did one disclaimer. I didn't do the other one. But let me do it again. This is Conscious Community Connections, where we keep the community connected. Views of the speakers are not represented by WRFU, UC, IMC, or any socialist forum. I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Thank you so much, Delores, for coming in and sharing your story. It was a really good one. It was touching. It was, full of strength. And, I hope
Compelling.
you
Compelling.
compelling,
According to
compelling.
Tiger. Yeah.
TYgar said
Thank
compelling,
you,
yes.
Tiger.
And I really hope that your story inspires someone out there to continue in their recovery, or to inspire someone to go into recovery, and inspire a family member to hold on to that person who's struggling, and to give people hope.
They're
That's
worth
what we're
it.
trying. Yeah,
They
that.
are worth it. You are
Yeah.
worth it. To
Yes.
anybody that is using actively or, just struggling day to day, you are worth it. And I'm gonna tell you what they told me. God loves you, and so do I.
Absolutely. Yep. That's right. Everybody here has a purpose. Everybody's supposed to be here for a reason.
That's right.
So you're
And
right.
I want to thank you for answering that phone call that day, because if you wouldn't answer that phone call, I probably wouldn't be right here. I probably would have had another run. And honestly, I wasn't. I wish you didn't answer the phone call, but you did. I'm like, you ain't gonna answer, but you did. But soon I called. I think it was like the second call, and you were like, it's on.
It's on.
Yeah. I just really appreciate you, and thank you for answering that phone call that day. You just
Absolutely.
don't really know, because you really helped me, because you and Miss Russell stood there until y'all found me somewhere to go. Y'all stayed with me. I was sitting there, I was shaking, I was crying. And y'all sit there and help me find somewhere to go. Then you dropped me off, put me on the porch. That was 10 years ago.
10 years. Mm.
April, I think yeah,
It's coming up.
no,
It just
yeah,
April.
just passed like April 5th or something, called.
Yeah.
It was April the 3rd, and I was acting crazy, and I lay down for like 2 days. So it was like April 7th. So it's been 10 years for me.
Look
Wow.
at that. I'm so proud.
Wow. Congratulations. Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Dolores, you have a great sense of humor, and that is really important to have, especially after everything that you've gone through. You're still able to look at the sun and laugh and see all the joy and have a lot of gratitude in life. So that's
Lot of gratitude.
amazing.
Lot of gratitude, baby. A lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All I got. All I got. Gratitude, thankfulness. I'm working on humility and cussing. Those are my
Well, it's okay. I cuss too. It's a struggle to do these broadcastings because I hold my tongue so very, very hard. Yes, I do. I cuss like a sailor.
Hey, and tell earlier I want one of them shirts, are extra large.
I'll get you.
Huh?
I'll get you. Yeah, I'll get you.
So,
Fine.
all right. Well, thank
Okay.
you so much. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Yes.
Peace and love. Take care.
Peace and love.
Take care.